Good morning, Kim again here with you. This is my second update on my Going Gray experiment. Today is November 30th, so it's been about 5 weeks, 4.5, almost 5 weeks since I did my first root coloring for the gray. So if you remember, the plan is that I'm trying to grow out the gray in order to transition. I'm just doing a root color for about this section here. So this will be colored. Everything else is going to be going gray. Probably actually a little bit bigger section, maybe about like this. So I'll color this area. Hopefully in probably a year, the rest of it will be grown out enough gray so that I can flip my part over here. This will all be gray, and then I'll continue to let it grow. Let this section here be gray that I have been coloring, and then we'll see, hopefully about a year. So after about 5 weeks, it's not looking too bad, actually. You can tell that there's some gray growing out here. So I will continue to just do the root color on just this section here. And this is what the previous section looks like. End of October was when I started this process. So this has actually not been colored since probably July, maybe August. But you can kind of see the gray is growing out here. And I washed my hair yesterday, so I'm on day 2 hair. I'll wash it after I do the coloring this morning. And it's grown, I guess, about that much. That's how much gray is growing out. And I don't really think it's all that noticeable. Again, because I have the part on this side, so everything down here is covered. When I pull my hair back, you can see more of the gray little strips there. And on this side, this has not been colored. Again, it's been a few months. So that's growing out a little bit there. Don't know what the back looks like because I haven't bothered to look at that, but I imagine it's similar to all of this. So again, what I'm using is the Clairol Root Touch Up. And normally I use 6A. I think I used 6A last time for the light ash brown, I think it was, or medium ash brown. But the store that I went to a week or two ago to get this, they didn't have the 6A, so I got the 6G, which is light golden brown. Fairly close. It should be fine. It all kind of tends to blend in pretty well. And when I do the color, I don't just stop at that line. I like to kind of fan it out because I don't like the color to be obvious that there's a color difference. So if I fan it out, it's a little bit more natural. So instead of just going like this, I kind of take a little bit of it and streak it through a little bit. So that's the plan. That's update number 2. So I will probably update it once I have the root color on again. Okay, so I have my mixture mixed up. So again, you take the little tube of cream and put that into the little mixing tray. So a tiny little mixing tray here. And then you take the bottle of lotion that comes with it, pour that in, and then you're going to mix it really well with the color brush tool that also comes with the kit. So you want to mix it really well. Like that. And then I have parted my hair, and I'm kind of doing mid-brow part, so it's deeper than normally I would do it, but again, I'm doing it for the whole, the technique is to dye about this much of the hair going back, so I want a deeper part so that once the rest of it grows out and I'm ready to flip the part, then I can go on this side. So that's my process. So here's my part. And then I'm going to just start dabbing the color on like that. And there's actually a lot of color included on this little brush, and I found that I had some left over, a lot more than I wanted left over last time. So what I ended up doing was just kind of putting a more than what I thought I would need last time, but I just didn't want to waste that color. So I'm just going to put all this on here. And again, I don't like to stop at that line, so I just every now and then kind of take a strip and go fan it through. And it's not getting all the way underneath, just more on the top. And I noticed also that the back part, that gray came back a lot quicker than the rest of the hair. So I need to put a little bit more extra on the back. It's kind of hard to do this. Let's see if I can do it left-handed very well. Oops. I don't like to get it directly on the scalp because then you can see more of the color on the scalp. So I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'll go back over that a little better. But I also want to do the hairline through here. I'm not going to worry about this part, but I'm just going to do the hairline because sometimes this bit of hair does kind of flip up. And so I want to make sure that that's really covered pretty well too. So just the hairline along here, the hairline along here. So I'll finish that up and then I'll come back. My mom thinks I'm crazy. I'm only 46 and she likes to make the point that she didn't go gray until she was, after she'd retired in her mid-60s, late 60s, I guess. But she colored it for all those years. So I just want my hair to be a little more healthy and natural. And I don't see much reason to fight the aging process. I don't feel like I could be able to go cold turkey and just let it go gray all over without some sort of transition like what I'm doing, just because I don't feel comfortable with that. And that's okay. Each person chooses to do it differently, and that, you know, that's fine. Everybody can choose to do this however they want. But I do still work. I work full time and I do deal with the public and I have coworkers, and I don't feel comfortable with that. I think I'll be fine once it starts to go gray enough to where I can flip it and then let it go. But right now, in the transition process is why I'm doing this. So, you know, if you choose to go gray, do what works best for you. If you want to go cold turkey, that's certainly your prerogative. Nobody should judge you for that. Nobody should judge anybody for wanting to be gray, no matter what your age. So do what feels right and do what you want to do and what works for you. So this is what works for me. Going a little further than I wanted to go, but I just wanted to cover it a little more thoroughly. And I still have some color left, so I'm going to try to use all that because I just hate to waste that much color. So I'll go back over the regular part, or my deep part again, and try to get a little bit more of that on there. More of the back too. The back is a little harder to reach and it's a little more stubborn. Sometimes depending on the light, I can tell that it gets a little more gray, grows in quicker than what seems like the other areas. So I want to make sure I get that pretty well. obviously if I was coloring my hair all over, I would be a little more thorough, and I'm just kind of skimming it through the sides just to hopefully make sure that it blends pretty well with my top layer of hair here. And pretty much got it all. Let me just do kind of one more little pass through. Okay, so that has allowed me to use pretty much all of the color here. Satisfied with that. I still think it's a much better portion size, I guess, than the full all over hair color that you get, because that's a much bigger bottle. And again, I didn't want to use that because I just feel like that's wasting so much of the color. It's not necessarily a lot cheaper to get the root color. Because I think that cost around $8, $9, something like that at the Walmart that I got it at. But it's a smaller portion, and so I feel like there's not as much waste as there is when I buy the full all over box color. Alright, so there we have it. It's dry. About a 5-minute blow dry is all I really like to do, and I don't like to use a brush. I use a comb at the beginning, and then I just use my hands. So I think it looks really good. Not seeing the gray here. Again, to go back to the part that I didn't color and haven't colored in a few months. So you can see the difference there. On the other side, you can see that. So that's it. This was the second update for my gray transition experiment. There you have it. So I'll probably do another root color in about a month. Probably after Christmas or right around New Year's. Thanks for watching. Bye.